Greetings. It is Friday, February 14th. Welcome back to D-Scraps, E-Scraps. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Scrappy D. You can see in front of me I have a large server that's been disassembled. I was almost at the end of the teardown video and someone called me and it knocked the whole video offline, and I don't know how to edit it and just add to it. So this is a Dell PowerEdge 920, I think it is, and it weighed a freaking ton. I had to take part of it apart in the car before I could even try and move it. I took the power supplies off, I took the top off. But this was really yet another very chunky server. It had the AMD chips in it from 2006. If you saw my last video, you'd have seen this. This is an AMD Opteron, Opteron, manufactured in 2006. So that would date this computer somewhere around that time frame. This was actually on top of the other, so it was like having two motherboards. All these RAM slots, the way a computer works in a nutshell. So this is called the core, and the CPU sits in this core. This core is powered, or the memory goes here. So we actually had 8 sticks of RAM here. I had a chip. I had copper aluminum heatsink. Now I should be able to knock that copper out without drilling or grinding. I think I can just pry it off. We're supposed to get more snow tomorrow, so I don't know. Just a reminder: you don't want to grind or cut these boards or any precious metal components in the house, or breathe any of that dust in. You actually really can get metal toxicity, poisoning. That is no joke. You can get awfully sick. Plus, it really stinks up your house. It makes a mess. It's like having soot everywhere, and it smells like somebody did burnouts in your hallway. It's just really nasty. So this server, it almost like two servers in one. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 CPUs, 32 sticks of chunky, non-shielded RAM. So this is this is just really gold-fingered RAM. Simple as that. And I'll tell you, this is very chunky, very heavy RAM. It feels like about 2 pounds here. As far as the actual board is concerned, this is going to be a dual socket, actually a dual metal socket, green motherboard. I haven't seen any server boards that are not green. It doesn't mean they don't exist, it just means I haven't seen any. These boards have a lot of copper in them. Copper really does a good job with conducting heat and electricity and everything else. I don't think I've ever seen a server board that isn't green. It's very thick. This, I believe, to have come from around 2006, just based on the chips. So each quadrant, each core, this is called the core, has a CPU chip and its own segment of RAM holders. So there was 8 here. They go to this CPU. These 8 go to this CPU. And then there were 8 more on the others. So that was all attached together, so you actually had a quad CPU. And out of here, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 really, really nice Goldfinger cards. These can be, they can be graphics cards, they can be audio cards, they can be processing cards. These are actually called Logic cards, and they're dated from 2005. Wow. And they're really nice. I did take the brackets off. You can get these brackets off really quickly. Quicker if you can find your tools. It's been a long day. I'm getting really tired. But a good day. Closed on the house today. And just really processed a lot of stuff today. I got up to Meriden yesterday. I dumped a lot of cable. I got rid of a lot of batteries and a lot of aluminum. And I just got a lot of the mess out of the house. Where are you? You started away. So you can sell these as a Goldfinger card with bracket, but you'll make less money. So maximize your value. Take 2 seconds. Take the bracket off. And now that's the top category. Goldfinger card, no heatsink, no bracket. You'll make 50 cents a pound more. And there were 9 of them. That's pretty amazing. I don't really think there's a whole lot else here I can show you tonight. There are a couple of screws over here. There's screws on the outside of the frame that I have to get off. Once I do that, I'll be able to push this board forward and lift it out of the case. When you're working with a server, you've really got to give yourself room to maneuver, because if you have to have room to maneuver the board, otherwise you'll never get it out of the case. So there's a lot of screws here that have to come out. I have to unscrew the hex nuts that are on the other side of this, and I should be able to lift the board clear. There's a couple of brass risers, and there's one here, there's one here, and that's what this other frame was sitting on. It was sitting on those brass risers. This is like a buy one get one free. So this was sitting here, like so. Okay, I wanted to show you this one before I fade off into the sunset. Nice board again, you know, it's good. Server boards grade a little bit differently. They don't really necessarily grade by chips and everything else, but what they really grade by are the circuits. So this is a dual metal socket green motherboard. Under here, this always makes the board look a little better, and if you are selling the board sort, they do ask you to get the brackets off. I'm just really tired. I'm not sure I can do this tonight. But this probably it's going to be a stink one. Here we go. I'll come out of here. I need like a push pull. The problem is they're actually a little bit bent because of the weight from the other part of this. That's why I'm having trouble with getting this off. They're bent from the weight of the other unit. Let's see. Yeah. So we have a nice gold banded VGA under here. There'll be another one here and another one here. I will get these off. It certainly makes the board look better. And as I said, BoardSort really prefers that you get these brackets off. So there'll be one here, one here, one here. Not a bad board. There's small flat packs here. You'll have 1, 2, 3 gold cornered BGAs. You'll have some good gold recovery. You know, it's a nice board. It's not an outstanding board, but it's going to grade by this. So it's going to be a dual metal socket grade motherboard. Probably it doesn't really have a socket. It's an AMD board. So there's really not a socket per se. I'd probably put it with, I don't know, I might, this one I might have to ask about because I really haven't seen this. I probably would just call it an AMD board, but it takes 2 seconds to take a picture and send it to BoardSort and ask them, what would you like me to list this as, and you know, what will you buy it as? Okay, there's some brass risers that are going to have to come off. Again, that's what the other board was sitting on. These have to come off. What else was on here that I wanted to show you? This was sitting right here. Look at the gold recovery on that. I am going to put this in with my backplane boards. It certainly is a better value for the buyer. But if you remember in the last video I mentioned, sometimes you just got to offset things. You know, this is a much better value than some of the other boards. And considering BoardSort did me a real solid today, I'd be glad to return the favor. Boy, look at all that gold. That is amazing. I had put some CPU chips in for the test and buy program. I forgot to make an invoice for them, but BoardSort wrote me a letter, said we're adding $104 to your check for the CPUs, even though there's no invoice. But the test and buy program, they all worked, and we're going to add $104. So yeah, you bet your booties I'm going to try and keep a good relationship with them. So that'll go in my backplane boards. It's like a backplane plus, huh? Oh, I don't think there's anything else of any significant interest here. I'll have to get all the screws out and I'll get the board out. Okay. That, my friends, is that. Like I said, this thing was heavy as. Yeah, I don't see anything else extra to tell you about them. Glad I was able to share this with you, and I'm sorry you didn't get to see my surprised face when I opened the board, but you know, the video got in the way. Alright, everybody, take care, God bless, stay wonderful. Good night.